All right, Shalom Akim. First and foremost, we want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh,
Yahweh Bahashem,
Yahawashi,
Yahushai
Bahashem,
Bahashem
Rakakadash,
Rakakwadash.
and double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone and citations to the elect. We're the brothers from Great Millstone, Miami. I'm the brother lawyer, and with me.
Jeremiah.
And what we'll be entitling this lesson is Yahawashi's righteous world order. Okay, we understand that on the left hand side, the elites of Esau, okay, the tabernacles of Edom, want to establish a wicked world order, which a wicked new world order, if you will. And they already have this world in total darkness, really. You know, they run the world wickedly. They pass grievous laws. They don't follow the law, statutes, commandments. But when Yahweh Shai returns, he's coming to do just that, man, to establish righteous order and judgment in the earth and to establish a government and a kingdom where righteous judgment is executed. Okay? And it's going to be a beautiful order, man. Okay? It's going to be for the benefit of uh, the glory of the name of Yahweh Shem Shai in the first place, because there ain't going to be no more idols. Okay? All the wicked kings going to be taken down. And also for the nation of Israel and for the earth as a whole. Okay? All right? No more GMOs and chemicals in the atmosphere and stuff, you know? All right? Deforestation, that's going away. All right? No more warfare on earth. You know? All those things, are part of the benefits that's going to come when Yahushua comes to establish his kingdom. Okay? And that's what we want to make it to. We want to make it to that kingdom, to be part of that governing body that's going to govern the earth. Okay? So with that, we're going to start with Revelation 19, and Lord willing, this video is edifying.
This is Revelation chapter 19, verse 11. And I saw heaven open, and behold, a white horse, and he that sat upon him was called Faithful and True, and in righteousness he doeth judge and make war. Verse 12. His eyes were as a flame of fire, and on his head were many crowns, and he had a name written that no man knew but he himself.
Right, and that's one thing that people don't understand, man. Yahushua is coming to wage war. Okay, people believe Yahushua is coming to play patty cake with these other nations and just bring, you know, which they don't even believe in Yahushua. They believe in Jesus, man. They believe he's coming with dandelions and roses and tulips to pass around. No, man, he's coming to execute vengeance upon the heathen and punishments upon the people. Okay, it tells you in the book of Joel that he's gonna get that the Lord is gonna gather all the nations to the valley of Jehoshaphat to judge them there for his people's sake, man. Okay, so this third world war that's coming is gonna lead to these nations getting judged by Yahushua in righteousness, man, for destroying the earth. Okay, all right, for messing with the Lord's people, for blaspheming His name, for trying to take the Lord's holy land, pardon the land by lot, which it tells you that in the book of Joel. The Most High is going to pay all these nations back using Yahushua, His right hand, okay, to judge them, man, for all their evil and wickedness, man. Okay, so that's part of the righteous world order right now, man. These other nations fighting over fighting over the dominion of the earth, man. That's not righteous judgment. That's not righteous judgment, man. That's not for it's not for them to own, man. It's for the earth is for Yahweh Shem Shai and his elect, man. Okay? So righteous judgment is not going forth in this land, man. Yahweh Shai has to come and set the record straight, man, for the people of the earth. Okay? You got something?
Yeah, this is Daniel chapter 7, verse 14. This is Daniel chapter 7, verse 14. And there was given him dominion and glory in the kingdom, that all people, nations, and languages should serve him. His dominion is an everlasting dominion, which shall not pass away, and his kingdom that which shall not be destroyed. And that's talking about Yahweh's kingdom. It will never be destroyed. It's going to be an everlasting dominion. All right? And everybody's going to serve Yahweh Shem Yahushai.
God. That's right. That's right, man. If you mind going back to that Revelation. You have more on that?
On here, yeah, I want to go to verse 18.
God.
Verse 18, but the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever, even forever. So that's talking about how the Israelites is going to possess the kingdom, the saints, starting with the elect. And we're going to possess the kingdom forever and ever in righteousness.
Right. God. Hey, you know what? It says the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom. All right, so Yahushua is coming to physically take the dominion of the earth. With the Yahushua and the elect are going to physically take the dominion of the earth from these other nations, man. That's why it talks about how Yahushua has many crowns, man. Okay, he's coming to take the dominion away from the beast and the dragon and the false prophet and all these other nations that think they got next, man. Okay, because they really fooling themselves, man. They imagine themselves against the Lord and against His anointed. You think you got next when the Lord said that Israel was supposed to rule in the kingdom? Okay, all these other nations that got their chance to rule and they still fighting for global dominance, man. Nah, man. Now it's time for Israel to rule, man. Now it's time for Yahushua to rule with the Israelites over the planet Earth, man, and establish righteous judgment, the righteous laws of Yahushua, not idolatry and all this other stuff that these heathens are into. Okay.
So Revelation 19, verse 13.
Mm-hmm.
And he was clothed with the vesture dipped in blood, and his name is called the Word of the Most High.
Mm-hmm.
And the armies which were in heaven followed him upon white horses, clothed in fine linen, white and clean.
All right, which that's the angels. Okay. Because the Lord is coming back with the army, man. Okay,
right,
and those angels on those white horses, talking about the angels in the chariots, man. The horses representing the chariots. Okay, the Lord is coming back with a mighty army to take these nations down, man. It's really gonna be overkill, honestly, because you know the power of Yahawashi Shai is far above all these little fighter jets and stuff these heathens got. You know,
that's why he's called the Lord of Hosts,
God.
the Lord of many armies. Verse 15. And out of his mouth goeth a sharp sword, that with it he should smite the nations, and he shall rule them with the rod of iron. And he treadeth the winepress of the fierceness and wrath of almighty power.
God. All right, and when you read that precept, it goes exactly with um, Isaiah 63. Okay, which Isaiah 63 is a chapter that deals with the destruction of the Edomites upon the return of Yahushua. Okay, so when Yahushua comes back, his main target is you biblical Edomites, man, which is the so-called white man. Okay, you are the people that the Lord said would rule in the latter days, that He's coming back to judge, man. Esau is the end of the world. Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. Okay, so when the Lord comes back, you're on His hit list. Okay, all right. Part of Yahushua's righteous order is taking the wicked out of rulership, man. Okay, because the earth is out of course, man, and it tells you what in Proverbs. I'm gonna get that in Proverbs 29. Okay, this is Proverbs 29 and 2. It says, "When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, but when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn." Man. Okay, so the earth is out of course. The people are mourning and depressed. That's why you got all these riots going on. Okay, the earth is supposed to be paradise and peaceful. You got all these riots going on, all these upheavals going on. Why? Because the wicked are bearing rule and they're not ordering the earth correctly, man. On top of that, the wicked done opposed and exalted themselves above all that is called the Most High, man. So when people even think about the God of the Bible, they thinking about this devil, man. Okay, they not thinking about Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai and his son and his sons and his children, how it's supposed to be written in the scriptures. They thinking about Christianity and Roman Catholicism and that BS, man. Okay, and where has that led the earth, man? Okay, genocide, what, robbery, theft, pedophilia, homosexuality, adultery. Okay, atheism. That's where it's led the earth, man. It ain't lead to nothing good, man. So the Lord has to come and correct this mess, man. Okay, and establish that righteous order, that righteous judgment, which Isaiah chapter 9. Isaiah chapter 9 tells you that He's gonna do that, man, upon the throne of David. Okay, this is Isaiah chapter 9 and 5. It says, "For every battle of the warrior is with confused noise and garments rolled in blood, but this shall be with burning and fuel of fire." Okay, so this war, unlike the other wars that were fought in the past, they were fought with, clanging weapons and much commotion of noise. You feel me? Weapons clanging and clashing against one another. Whereas in these times, it's going to be a war fought by fire. Okay, meaning that this final war, which is the war that we're entering into, all right, that's why these elites are building bunkers to escape a nuclear Armageddon. Okay, which that's all according to prophecy. That war is going to be fought with thermonuclear fire, according to the Bible, and that's going to precede the return of Yahushua, who the world eagerly calls Jesus Christ. This is all biblical. Okay, that's all the judgment of the Lord. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
verse 6 it says, "For unto us a child is born, and unto us a son is given, and the government shall be upon his shoulder, and his name shall be called Wonderful Counselor, the Mighty God, the Everlasting Father, the Prince of Peace. Of the increase of his government and peace there shall be no end upon the throne of David and upon his kingdom, to order it and to establish it with justice and judgment from henceforth even forever. The zeal of the Lord of hosts will perform this, man." Okay, so the Lord is going to sit on his throne after this world's war is fought, man. Okay, that's why he's gathering all the nation's armies right now together to wipe them all out essentially at once. Okay, that's why it tells you in Isaiah the second chapter, they shall beat their swords into plowshares, their pruning hooks into spears. Okay, it tells you in Isaiah 34 how he's going to judge all their nations. His fury is upon all their armies, man. Okay, and after that, it's gonna be a government, all right, where righteousness is established, man. All right, ain't gonna be no more wars fought. It's gonna be peace on earth. Okay, paradise is gonna be established and ordered on the earth through righteousness and judgment of Yahawashi. Okay, and that's what we have to expect. Okay.
That's right. This is I got Psalms 149 verse 5. Let the saints be joyful in glory, let them sing aloud upon their beds. Let the high praises of the Most High be in their mouth, and a two-edged sword in their hand, to execute vengeance upon the heathen and punishments upon the people, to bind their kings with chains and their nobles with fetters of iron, to execute upon them the judgment written. This honor have all his saints, praise ye the Lord. So the top elites that's ruling, they're gonna be put down. They ruling in this world wickedly.
That's right.
In the world to come, they're not gonna be ruling.
Right, and again, that's righteous judgment being established. The Israelites getting to put the people that they
Right.
put them in captivity, getting to put those people in captivity.
Mm-hmm.
That's righteous judgment. Scriptures tell you what: he that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Okay, so that's righteous judgment being established right now. Righteous judgment is not being established in the earth. That's why you hear Jake talking about marching and shit and protesting. Okay, that's why they're talking about reparations for slavery and equality. That's not righteous judgment. The scriptures say it is a righteous thing to recompense tribulation to them that trouble you. Okay, he that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. Okay, the cup shall also pass through unto thee. That's what the scriptures say. Okay, so the judgments that we had to deal with as a people, these heathens got to deal with it too. That's a righteous judgment because what? They also worship idols. All the things that the Lord judged us for, okay, and used them to judge us essentially. They do the same thing plus worse, and they're proud. Okay, and they're proud with it. They think that it was by their own might and by their own strength that they did it, which the scriptures tell you that about the Assyrian. Okay, all right, so they have to pay. Okay, you have in Isaiah 47, it talks about, I sit a queen and am an old widow and shall see no sorrow. I am and nothing else beside me. They got to pay for that.
Yep.
Okay, they got to pay for that.
It's Isaiah chapter 2 verse 1.
Mhm.
The word that Isaiah the son of Amos saw concerning Judah and Jerusalem. And it shall come to pass in the last days that the mountain of the Lord's house shall be established in the top of the mountains, and shall be exalted above the hills, and all nations shall flow unto it. And many people shall go and say, Come ye, and let us go up to the mountain of the Lord Yahweh, to the house of the Most High of Jacob. And he will teach us of his ways, and we will walk in his paths. For out of Zion shall go forth the law, and the word of the Lord Yahweh from Jerusalem.
God. Okay, so the Lord is going to establish that righteous government and that righteous order, man, and all the other nations are going to come to us for knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. Come to us to learn the ways of keeping the Lord's laws. All right, so that they could be good. Okay, because the scriptures tell you in Zechariah, if you could get that in Zechariah the 14th chapter. Okay, if they come not to serve the King, the Lord of hosts, and to worship Him in Jerusalem, even upon them shall be no rain. Okay, so the scriptures tell you that if they don't serve the Lord, okay, by obeying us, that they're gonna have to pay for that. Okay, All right, and that's going to be a means of enforcing the laws upon them. Okay, all right, and getting them to submit to the laws of the Heavenly Father by judging them, because we do have to rule them with a rod of iron, and they still going to be in the flesh.
This is Zechariah chapter 14, verse 16. And it shall come to pass that everyone that is left of all the nations which came against Jerusalem shall even go up from year to year to worship the King, the Lord of hosts, and to keep the feast of tabernacles. And it shall be that whoso will not come up of all the families of the earth unto Jerusalem to worship the King, Yahweh of hosts, even upon them shall be no rain. And if the family of Egypt go not up and come not, that have no rain, there shall be the plague, wherewith the Lord will smite the heathen that come not up to keep the feast of tabernacles.
Right. So as long as they be obedient, okay, to the law, statutes, commandments that we're gonna enforce upon them, okay, they're gonna be blessed. Okay, but if they're not obedient, they're gonna end up being cursed, man. The same way we had to go through the curses and the punishments for not obeying, they're gonna have to go through it too. Okay. All right. The same way they penalized us for not keeping their laws. You feel me? You run a red light or something. You know what I'm saying? All right, in certain
Right.
certain time periods, they would try to force their ways upon us, and if we didn't, they would try to kill us. Like with Daniel,
Yep.
and his friends. Okay, if you don't worship the statue, or if I
Mm-hmm.
catch you praying or whatever, different things, different judgments used to come down. So the same thing for us. We're gonna have our laws, which is the right ways on how to rule the earth,
Right.
and it's gonna be the right ways on serving Yahawashi Shai. And if you don't want to serve him, judgment's coming down.
That's
Okay.
right.
All right, the scriptures tell you is the law is slack and judgment doth never go forth, you know, and wrong judgment proceedeth. The scriptures tell you how in a righteous order, okay, people rejoice, man, and really because what the scriptures say? They say Salakim, it says because sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily. That's it right there. Therefore, the hearts of the sons of men are fully set in them to do evil.
Right.
Okay? All right, so really, all this wickedness that's compiling in the earth is because the wicked rulers of the earth, they don't judge righteously.
Nah.
So the people think that the wickedness is okay. Plus, they make it seem like wickedness is the way to go. That's the right way.
Right.
Okay? But in our kingdom, ain't gonna be none of that.
Nah.
Okay? Not only, first of all, you could get if you can get the new covenant.
Con.
And get the new covenant, and then also I'll get that First Corinthians 6, okay? Because the laws are going to be written in our inward parts, okay? And so we're never going to sin anymore, but we're going to have the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding to teach the other nations how to keep the laws, okay? All right, and what to do, what not to do, to honor the dietary law, to honor how to treat the earth and the trees, okay? How to deal
Right.
with sex and family and marriage, not to worship idols, not to do witchcraft, okay, how to truly deal with the knowledge of the stars and the sun and moon and stuff like that, not to murder, not to steal, not to remove the landmark, okay, how to deal on earth, there's a particular way, okay.
So Hebrews chapter 8, verse 10. For this is the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel after those days, saith the Lord. I will put my laws into their mind and write them in their hearts, and they, Salaki, and I will be to them a God, and they shall be to me a people, and they shall not teach every man his neighbor, and every man his brother, saying, Know the Lord, for all shall know me, from the least to the greatest. For I will be merciful to their unrighteousness, and their sins and their iniquities will I remember no more.
That's it. Okay, so we ain't gonna have to be taught how to keep the laws and we breaking them. No, the Most High gonna write the laws in our inward parts, man. Okay, we all gonna have the knowledge of the Lord, and none of Israel is gonna sin. Okay, we know that according to Deuteronomy, that is our wisdom and understanding in the sight of the nations. Okay,
Right.
all right, and so they gonna see the Lord, how the Lord deals with us because of our obedience. Okay, so eventually they're gonna want to come and listen to what we gotta say. The same way it was with King Solomon.
Right.
Okay, with with the Queen of Sheba. Okay, people had to cut. People came. You got it, bro.
It's Deuteronomy 4.
Yeah.
Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 6. Keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nations, which shall hear all these statutes and say, surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people.
That's right, man. Okay, and we saw that in the scriptures with King Solomon, the Queen of the South.
Yep.
Okay, the Queen of Sheba, she would come, and multiple different people would come to King Solomon and ask him about wisdom on how to deal with this, how to deal with that. Okay, so of course we're gonna rule them with a rod of iron, but they're gonna see the benefit of it for themselves, for their families, for their nation, if they're obedient. Okay, they're gonna see the calamity comes from disobeying it, which they would have would have already seen it. A lot of that first generation that survived World War III and all of that.
Right.
And they're gonna see the benefit that comes from us just being obedient to the Heavenly Father as a nation of Israel. Okay, and so they're gonna see that benefit, and they wanna learn too. Okay, how do I live on earth so that the Most High blesses me and prospers me, rather than destroy me and destroy my nation?
The scriptures say Allah is gonna go forth.
The word of the Lord from Jerusalem. You don't see that happening now.
Nah.
But yeah, I want to get this 1 Corinthians 6. It says in verse 9, it says, know ye not that the unrighteous shall not inherit the kingdom of the Most High? Be not deceived, neither fornicators, nor idolaters, nor adulterers, nor effeminate, nor abusers of themselves with mankind, nor thieves, nor covetous, nor drunkards, nor revilers, nor extortioners shall inherit the kingdom of the Most High. Okay, now we know that in our kingdom that's not gonna be anymore. Okay, the elect are gonna be delivered and made perfect. So ain't none of that gonna be taking place in our kingdom. 2/3 are gonna die. Okay, amongst the nation of Israel ain't gonna be none of this madness. But on top of that, we gonna be enforcing the laws that condemn fornication and idolatry and adultery and so on and so forth. Okay, so whenever that's committed in our kingdom, it's gonna receive its swift and just punishment. Okay, it's swift and just consequence. So now people see it because the scriptures tell you, make sure this person is judged in front of the people. Take them to the gates of the city, whoop de whoop, and judge them openly so that people could fear. Okay, so people gonna see that and be like, okay, yeah, nah, we can't do that. Because fear is a good motivator. Okay, that others may fear. So it tells you that. All right, so that's gonna help set the earth in the right direction. Because right now you got feminism, you got homosexuality, you got adultery, you got pedophilia, you got bestiality,
wickedness everywhere.
You got wickedness everywhere. It's stealing, thievery, covetousness, lying, adultery, idolatry, lasciviousness, riotousness. You got all this. You got all the isses, man.
Right.
It's bad on planet Earth, man. You got bloodshed, you got kidnapping, you got all this stuff going
Pedophilia.
on. Yeah, man. The earth is totally out of course, man. The pollution in the ocean, the pollution in the air.
Yep.
Okay? Deforestation. Even the stuff you hear in the music, the entertainment. That's going to be no more, man. And things going to be right, man.
Planned Parenthood.
Things are going to be right, man, on earth, man. No more of this madness anymore, man.
Right.
What you had?
You got something?
I mean, I could get shoot, I'm gonna go get that Isaiah 61 real quick.
I'm there.
You got it?
Yep. It's Isaiah 61 verse 6. And it reads, but ye shall be named the priests of Yahweh. Men shall call you the ministers of our power. Ye shall eat the riches of the Gentiles, and in their glory shall ye boast yourselves.
Right, so we're going to be the priests of the Lord. We're going to be the ones responsible for disseminating the law and wisdom of the Heavenly Father to the earth. Okay, teaching those laws, teaching that wisdom, enforcing it. Okay, living it out. All right, and the other nations are going to recognize that. They're going to pay us tithes and offerings. Okay, we're going to be able to boast ourselves in their riches. And then and another thing too, the scriptures tell you that they shall see that thou art the seed that the Lord has blessed, man. Okay, so the other nations are gonna see that the Lord is dealing with Israel, man, and that's gonna be a good effect too, because the scriptures tell you in Sirach chapter 10,
Mm-hmm.
verse 8 says, "A wise judge will instruct his people, and the government of a prudent man is well ordered. As the judge of the people, so are his officers, and what manner a ruler of the city is, such are all they that dwell therein." Okay, so that is important because what that lets you know is that people follow the example of their leaders. And a good leader sets a good example for the people under him and the people under them and the people under them and the people under them. Okay? So unlike now, you got, pedophiles and witches and warlocks and adulterers,
Right.
and whores as your leaders and your politicians and celebrities, and you got people who don't believe in the most high that teach science and educate people.
Oprah.
Oh, you got people like that,
Right.
for people to look up to and esteem and try to follow after. It's not going to be that way anymore.
Right.
Okay, we're going to be the wise men. We're going to be the ones that people look to. The elect body, they're going to be the ones to look to for everybody to be like, okay, those are the people we need to be like. They're the ones with the wisdom and the charm and
Mm-hmm.
the riches and the understanding and the favor with the Most High. And that's going to lead to people wanting to follow after that example too.
The scriptures say, roughly paraphrasing, the leaders of my people.
Cause them to err.
Right.
Right.
None of that in the kingdom.
None of that in the kingdom. Okay?
Right.
And the fact that we're going to be the rulers of the earth, the other nations going to want to emulate that, man.
Right.
They already emulate us now to try to be like us and act like us, man.
So, Sirach chapter 10, verse 1. A wise judge will instruct his people, and the government.
That.
Oh, you ready?
Yeah. Come on.
Okay. Well, this is Psalms 103.
Mm-hmm.
This is Psalms 103, verse 17. You got Wisdom of Solomon?
Yeah.
Okay. I guess I'll close out on this one.
This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 6, verse 24. It says, "But the multitude of the wise is the welfare of the world, and a wise king is the upholding of the people." Okay? So that righteous government and that righteous rulership is going to lead to the welfare of the world. The earth is going to be cleaner. The air is going to be cleaner. Okay? The water is going to be cleaner. Okay? People are going to know how to deal righteously on earth, man. The Most High, the Most High going to be blessing His people, blessing those that bless them. Okay? All right? The trees ain't going to be getting cut down. No more war.
Mm-mm.
Come on, no more witchcraft, no more blood sacrifice, pedophile ring madness going on, man. Okay, animals that damn near going extinct. Ecosystems thrown out of balance. You ain't gonna have that, man. You're not gonna have that. Why? Because you're gonna have wise leaders of the earth, man.
Yeah.
That's set up.
Psalms 103, verse 17. But the mercy of Yahweh is from everlasting to everlasting upon them that fear Him, and His righteousness unto children's children, to such as keep His covenant, and to those that remember His commandments to do them. The Lord hath prepared His throne in the heavens, and His kingdom ruleth over all.
Right, and that kingdom is going to be made manifest on earth, man. Okay, because Yahawashi in the spiritual realm, He already has His props and His authority, but He needs to come and get it on earth and have it established, man. Okay, Yahawashi needs to come and take down all the rulers of the earth, all authorities and powers. All right, take down all these institutions and this, United Republic of whatever the hell, or wherever it is on earth, and set up the kingdom of heaven. Okay,
Right.
that's what needs to happen, and that's what is gonna happen. Okay, a righteous world order is gonna be established upon the earth, and Lord, when we part of that, we're gonna be able to enjoy that and see that.
That kingdom come, that will be done.
That will be done on earth as it is in heaven. So with that, we want to give all praise, honor, and glory to
Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahawashi Ba'ashem Rakakwadash.
and double honors to the elder apostles, great millstone, and citations to the elect. Shalom.
Shalom.